Hello? Hello, this is Paul Stevens. Can you hear me? Hello, this is Paul Stevens. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض، وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله، فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء، والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله، وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها، لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا، ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا، ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به، واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا، أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. صدق الله العظيم.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Madavali Dairaga Izzettere member Hussein Firshan, Resident Representative for the United Nations Development Programme, Mr. Enrico Gavilia, Rayitu Majalihuge Assistant Secretary General Muhammad Rashid, High Commissioner of the Australian Government, Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr. Paul Stevens. Practice Parliament for Youth ke bavering adimi rasmiyata wadan tibbevi emme ha befulum. Practice Parliament for Youth nimmum ke rasmiyata marhaba. Mietu ke rasmiyata alugandai khushala deni Adam Shahir. Mi rasmiyat feshigen deyi kirti guru ange barakato. Kiyaba vidalui Ayman Tawfiq.
Assalamu alaikum. Honorable Member of Parliament for Mandaveli constituency, Mr. Hussein Firshan. Resident Representative for United Nations Development Programme, Mr. Enrico Gavilia. Assistant Secretary General for People's Majlis, Mr. Muhammad Rashid. High Commissioner for the Australian Government Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr. Paul Stevens. and everyone of you joining us today. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to this closing ceremony of the Youth Practice Parliament for Youth. I, Adam Shahir, along with Aminat Shaimin, will be hosting today's event. The ceremony began with the recitation of Holy Quran by Ayman Tawfiq.
صافي شما هم جهفاوني مجلسة وردن تبي إزتري مهمانونge واهك كولكم. FO Practice Parliament for Youth के बावरीना सर्टिफिकेट हवाल करूँ कुरिया दाने. अदिमी प्रोग्राम के बावरी के वाहक देखुम फहो रस्मिया तो निम्मालानी हुरी हा बावरिंगे ग्रुप फोटो यकुम.
We will begin with the remarks by our esteemed guests here today. Following this, certificates will be given to the participants, and we will conclude the ceremony with some reflections by one of the participants and a group photo at the end.
مرحبا درناوما مداوت أرواني Resident Representative for the United Nations Development Program, Mr. Enrico Gavelia.
First, we would like to invite Mr. Enrico Gavelia, UNDP Maldives Resident Representative, to say a few words. Mr. Enrico.
Everybody, they drag you here on a Saturday afternoon after understand some intense days of practice parliament, so I'm very much thankful for your time, and because youth has abandoned me some time ago, I need to put some glasses to read my speech. But good evening, everybody. Member of Parliament, Hussein Firushan, Madaveli constituencies, representative of People of Majlis. His Excellency Paul Stevens, Australian High Commissioner of the Maldives. Good to see you online and fantastic to meet you. This is our first time. Assistant Secretary General Mr. Mohammed Rashid, participant of Practice Parliament for Youth, officials from People Majlis and UNDP colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you all. It is an absolute honor to be here with such an inspiring audience of young people committed to becoming change makers in society. Congratulations to all of you, participants of this Practice Parliament for Youth program. Our gratitude and thanks go out to our partners for this initiative, People Majlis, for your commitment and leadership. A special thanks to the Government of Australia Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade for your continued support to our youth initiatives as well as to UNDP Integrated Governance Program. We are honored to have His Excellency High Commissioner Paul Stevens joining us today in our first official engagement together. We look forward to continuing our partnership to achieve sustainable progress for the Maldives and welcoming you here in Male very soon. Empowering youth is a big part of our work at UNDP Maldives. The Practice Parliament Initiatives is one of such examples of our mission, working together with our partners to engage Maldivian youth. Data indicates that 43% of the population in the Maldives is young. But studies such as the Youth Vulnerability Assessment showed that the concerning number of young people feel disillusioned, at times cynical, about the trajectory of the country. A large majority of young people who finish their secondary education enroll and complete their tertiary education, yet the demographic is largely unemployed. Youth wings of political parties require a lot of support to engage and involve young people in the grassroots decision-making process. It is imperative to have an actionable youth policy and making the current composition of the National Youth Council representative and impactful for youth. The Youth Vulnerability Assessment done by UNDP indicate that young people are frustrated, do not want to engage in politics, and it's not something that happens only in Maldives. It happens a bit everywhere in many parts of the world. They believe our system is currently geared to encourage and engage young people who are politically connected, rather than those with the skills and desire to make change and are committed to the country development. These are the bases that drives our program, such as the Practice Parliament series and other youth initiatives. Every young person needs opportunities to reflect their own identities, community, knowledge, and ideas, and action oriented towards building democracy by learning out about democracy. The energy, knowledge, and opinions of youth are all valid and can be meaningfully engaged in democratic action throughout and beyond communities. Power comes from the people. However, worldwide, youth is struggling at times for the power they need to change their own lives and change the world. Young people need particular positive power to engage, transform, and make real the possibility of democracy today and in the future. Together with our partners, UNDP is proud to support interventions that work to change these practices through equipping young people with knowledge, skills, and networking opportunities. That empowers participation in democratic process, engagement in politics, and aspiration towards leadership positions. We work to connect youth to diverse opportunities and stimulus so that you may showcase your talent and voice to the full, so that you can become change makers who can make a positive impact on the society and empower other young people to join and catapult this movement forward. Our program aims to integrate gender equality and empower women and youth into every aspect of our work. This forms the core of the Sustainable Development Goals. This is the second program in the Practice Parliament series this year. The second Practice Parliament for Youth will be followed by a batch 2 of Practice Parliament for Women Next. So it's a bit of a Netflix series, right? You have, this is episode 2 of season 2022, and episode 3 is coming soon. The Practice Parliament series is the first program of its kind by UNDP and People's Magids. I'm happy to note that through our Practice Parliament for Youth programs, we have thus far trained a total of 57 youth from all across the islands, including 7 participants from that community. This proves that our youth are awaiting opportunities to make positive change in society. Dear participants, development is only possible with the contribution of young people, such as yourself. You are the now as well as the future. You are the change makers. It is my hope that you take away valuable experience from this program. I also hope that you use the training and lessons to make positive change in your communities. I wish you all the very best. We once again thank the People's Magids, our partner for this project, as well as the Government of Australia for your support. I'm hopeful that our work today will help us engage more youth in the public sphere and strengthen democratic governance in Maldives. You know, there is a moment in which all of us become adult. And in that moment, at times we feel that the magic all around us is a bit dissipating. But the best part, and maybe the wish for all of you, is that magic is actually inside yourself. And if you count on it, you can actually change a lot of things. Thank you very much, and you have a good evening.
Tia vidaluvi agohri baswala shukuriya. Mi rasmiyatuge bæverina muhadabko etche dannawalu maddem fursat arwani madavele dairage izzeter member Hussein Firshana.
Thank you, Mr. Enrico, for your words of wisdom. Now I call upon stage MP for Madaveli Daira, Mr. Hussein Firshan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Gada kiriti mata Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hamda ashkuru kurang. Mimutaka kura bima nabiyya sallallahu alaihi wasallam salawat salam lebunga di dua kurang. Adi misalawat ga ekal ek fand ga ala sahab mutur sahabin shamil kurang. Wadanti be ema izzateri me practice Parliament for Youth ge bævering. Assalamu alaikum. Ade kommegotevis tibeflu miedu mi jalsani mufo mitanu dani waragina maulumataka adi kurin dasfanuwa adi kurin neengi nuota maulumat nulibawa bævaru kankama ekko. Miedaki tiin komme beflukwes azumek kandalam viduhe. Around warabodang edeng me practice Parliament for Youth ke bævering adi waraboda deke hivisve me majlis ke gondiyakum fenna ekaman azum kandelumaki around deke gotuga miyadu miwagutuga kurang emmerang aluko kanta hama yagin kashawar algonda ki zuane waram masakkatum miyadu mi magamugami huri tiin evves beflaki ekan nuane befla no around hama yagin de kuri duhege session ga bairve tefuna wahada akkalemnima wakin rangalan inge e gabidet kan e buhurikan hama ekand beenumani azum hivvaraayku masakke kurun adi mitanun mi experience ayko dairu ege beenu puriham gotuga hifun ekama avun warabbodan eden hama eyakko an faah kollan mi mujtamauga zuwanunge bෑවරිමුන් zuwanunge adu haasa gotegga policy making ga otumaki waram muhimmukam bay faharu dimave bay faharu gonjehunta kurimative bay faharu amme fahata jassa tame saade ehen namaves en azumegga hivvara ekkon nukume masakke koffinama anu dannawani kamya baane adi e adutaka e tima gabul kurun nuwata kamega tima dekun nuwata genna beenuwa badala wakalat kurumaki ei hagigatuga libe emme bodu hinghama jehun adi kurave emme dirulma kurave emme bodu masakke ingodannawane rajya demokrasiya mekuri masakkatuga hasa gotega fahagawegen daana warak gina zuwanu warak gina gurban takevi miyeduge raitunga majdihuge rais furtama jalalawni 16 haruga ammen emmenavure miharuge umuravure erula badalaka masakke erus kuri avundu dannawani avmennan e masakke nokurave hisabuga amme ekakues muregen waane e masakke kuravene adi kamyab swan muli rajye siyasi gotum badalak kuri masakkatuge tarikh ballawala fi kamuga waanama komme leader kiwes e leader egge zuwan haya puluga masakke feshifa leader baraz zuwan haya balla miharuge rais jumhuriya ibrahim solih pansai saharu rayitun majlis kan rayitun majlihuge member kan kurevi miyedu rais jumhuriya ga magam ga hunne furtama majlihan hoyodanne veru umuraki pansai saharu ehem wima masakke taka fahu eba hama kuriya deve ekan ammenge tarikh wara rangalan ammen emmena bunede avundu wara bodan eden tibeflum e decision e azum adi e hivvaru kurevuma avunge wahaka nimmalum kurin Australian Aidsha UNDP adi akin hasako majliha tibeflum tikurava masakkatu profession shukur danwan adi zuwanu anghenu barwari kuruma tibeflum tikurava masakkatuga mangallah barakalla wash adi hama ehemme mi kudinna ekko ti heda kuravi aguhuri waguta amen raitunga majlihuge huriha memberunge namuga shukur danwa wakelana warabbadu shukriya
Shukriya. Mihar Midakalani Bavarina Mohadabka, High Commissioner of the Australian Government, Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr. Paul Stevens, Dakawawa Kaimene Kuda video recording.
Thank you. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Paul Stevens, High Commissioner of Australian Government's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
Good afternoon. Mr. Hussein Fischer, Member of the People's Majlis, Mr. Enrico Gaveglia, President Representative of UNDP in Maldives, representatives of the People's Majlis of Maldives, participants in the Practice Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you all. It gives me great pleasure to join you virtually as you conclude the Practice Parliament for Youth. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to be with you, but I am very much looking forward to making my first visit to Maldives, hopefully in mid-September, to present credentials to your President, and I hope to meet some of you then. Australia is pleased to have been a long-term supporter of Practice Parliaments in Maldives as part of our decade-long partnership in Maldives' governance and reform journey. The importance of youth participation in democratic processes for equitable democratic dividends has been proven time and time again. The Australian Government's Development Response Strategy, Partnerships for Recovery, sees democracy and good governance as prerequisites for stability and economic resilience. The strategy recognises good governance as vital to strengthen institutions, provide delivery of fundamental services, and underpin economic recovery by ensuring resources are allocated accountably, effectively, and transparently. We also know that effective, inclusive governance gives people confidence that governments and institutions are working in their interests and delivering to the most vulnerable. I'm very pleased Australia's contribution to events such as this one is supporting Maldives to do just this. In any democracy, youth plays an integral role in grassroots decision-making. Your perspectives are key to modern, innovative and inclusive governance and to ensuring that new ideas come to the fore. For these reasons, I am pleased to see this room of aspiring and inspiring young leaders, the faces of future parliamentarians and legislators of Maldives. I'm deeply impressed by the range of topics and skill areas that you've engaged on during your practice parliament, from decentralisation of decision-making and service delivery to public speaking and the right to information. A deeper knowledge of each of these areas will be critical to your ability to confidently navigate democratic processes and to be an effective leader for your community, whether inside Parliament or in the broader community. The world of politics and more broadly of engagement in the political process as a citizen can seem from the outside to be quite daunting, but I hope that these sessions have given you a sense that any person with drive, a creative spirit and a passion for improving their community can be a change maker if only they have the right skills and intent. I hope you have developed lasting friendships and relationships with your peers during this event. I encourage you to continue to use this network to expand upon your ideas and inspire each other to foster meaningful participation in the Maldives governing process. You were inspired by the stories of the pioneering and influential young parliamentarians who joined your group. On that note, I would like to acknowledge these parliamentarians and the Secretariat of the People's Majlis for your engagement in this critical process. I have no doubt your experiences and insights will inspire a lot of interesting conversations and hopefully a future political campaign or two. And your commitment and dedication to shaping a generation of future parliamentarians is much appreciated. I acknowledge the long-standing commitment and energy of the UNDP Maldives team, whose dedication to promoting good governance and to building an active and inclusive civic space in Maldives has brought this event to life. And finally, again, to you, the participants, I look forward to seeing you actively engaged in and filling key leadership roles in Maldives in the coming years, whether it be in the political arena as parliamentarians, politicians and decision makers, or outside it. You have the ability to aspire to and actively work to create a society you and every part of your community, from the largest to the smallest islands, deserves. So my warmest congratulations to you on completing the program and the best wishes for your futures. Thank you very much.
Practice Parliament for Youth के बैवरिना सर्टिफिकेट हवाल को देव मांगे मडवेली दायरा के इज्जत रिमेंबर हुसैन फिरशान गैरी हुंवरंग अदब वेरी कमाई को दंडवा.
We would like to invite Mr. Hussain Firshan to hand out certificates to the participants of Practice Parliament for Youth.
Ismail Rahil. Rifada Rashid. Aishat Rasan Azad, Aminat Zara Hilmi, Mohammed Simon Adam Salim, Mohammed Nail Nasheed, Fatimat Nauma Nasheed, Aminat Nazira, Saifullah, Muhammad Awam, Ahmad Ahnaf Firag, Siruhan Qasim, शुक्रिया। प्रैक्टिस पार्लियामेंट फॉर यूथ के बैवरिन सर्टिफिकेट हवाल को देव मंगे दे रही तो मजले हो गए असिस्टेंट सेक्रेटरी जनरल मोहम्मद रशीद के अरिहुम वरंग अदब वेरी कमाए को दंडवा।
Now we invite Mr. Mohammed Rashid to hand over certificates to the participants of Practice Parliament for Youth. Mohammed Hizyam Hamid. Fatmat Yamna Badiu. Aminat Faiha Abdul Ghafoor. Raya Riaz. Fatmat Jilan Abdullah. Aishat Yazan Ziad. Sam Said, Muhammad Sani Simad, Ahmad Azam Nafiz, Aishat Luha Mauruf, Ahmad Aban Ali, Fatmat Zahra Nizar,
शुक्रिया मे प्रोग्राम कामयाब कमाए को निम्मालवे एम्मे हा बैवरिना वरहून मरहबाय दन्नवम अलगणमेंगे उम्मीद कीतिया बैवरिना मुहिम तजरिबायगे इतरुं अगुण कुरवे हागिन मालूमात तके लिव्वडेगने कमा.
Thank you, and congratulations to all participants for completing this 7-day Practice Parliament program. We hope you had an enriching experience and are taking home good memories and invaluable information.
Practice Parliament for Youth ga kuravuna tajriba hissa kollevuma edimidannavani Muhammad Shaiman Adam Salima.
Finally, we invite Muhammad Shaiman Adam Salim, one of the participants of Youth Practice Parliament, to share a few words of reflection.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رئيس مجلس के मडवेली दायरा के जत्तर मेंबर हुसैन फिरुशान, UNDP के resident representative Mr. Enrico Gavilia, Australian High Commissioner Mr. Paul Stephens, रئीस मजलिस के Assistant Secretary General Muhammad Rashid, Adi Algonduge Equerry Practice Parliament ke MH Bavering. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ade furatama kamege gotun faha kollenje heni mifada program ek ga baverimuge fursat hulwale igen diyairo deaf community ge befulu namme program ga baverimuge fursat libigen diumaki algon me warang ufa kura kame algon na mulin a tajribata ke libigen diya kame algon emmena ves wara तफातु कंतते के तजुर्बा कोलमुगे फुर्सत लिबिगेन दिया मी प्रोग्राम का UNDP इंतजाम करूँगा एवस फुरी हम UNDP प्रोग्राम इंतजाम करूँगा फुरी हम कमा अलगन वारा बड़ा तारीफ करूँ हकीकत गावेस मी हद्दो होगे दातुर मिनिमाली इतके मुहिम फिलहाल तक हासिल वेगे मालूमात मुस्तंदिवेगें कं यागिंग Mika fursata ki algonmen zuwana siyasi daira shagweri kuruma shai gamuge kankan hinga gotamedu ahulweri kuruman ele wara muhim fiyawale adi algonmen kahala siyasi daira shagweri wa zuwana mikal fursata ki nuhanu aguhuri fursata ke agmen fursat devi kamantaka UNDPI rayitu majlis idara shai adi Australia aid adi mikan emme for hama kurma emme burama sakete koramugen dia emme ha staff na adi hurha farataka warang haggu shukran ada kuran shukriya walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin
shukriya me rasmiyatu nimmalani baveringe group photo yakum rasmiyatuge emme ha baveringe sharafuga bilamir kollevme onnani wahaka dannawa
We will conclude with the group photo. Please note that there are refreshments provided, and thank you for your attendance. Huria be from on a stage carrier.